Welcome to the webinar today. We've got a lot of exciting things to tell you about. As always, the attendees are in listen-only mode for the duration of the presentation. We are recording this, so you'll be able to share with your boards. Please use the chat box to send us questions. We'll answer them as we can, and then we'll compile all the questions and answers after the meeting. Reach out to your RD with any additional questions or concerns.
Welcome, everyone. As you can see on the slide in front of you, this is our agenda. We do have a lot to tell you. We thank you for joining us today. Now that we have been through the winter months and heading into the spring, we felt it was time to have another call with all of you. The national staff has been busier than ever, working on a number of new projects and initiatives, as well as continuing to work on our ongoing projects, such as the tools site. Before we start the presentations, we want to thank you. We want to thank you, your board members, your mentors, and all the volunteers. This program seems to be weathering the storm, and we are so very proud of our affiliates. Thank you for all you do for the students. I am pleased to say that many of our affiliates ran full programs, and some actually saw an increase in the number of students. The increased number of students was doing away with the obstacle of transportation and geographic constraints. And we hope that we will continue to be able to offer some virtual programming in the future. Today, we will be announcing some new things, as well as reminding you of some others. We understand that everyone has questions about what ACE can and can't do in this unprecedented time. The difficulty is the landscape is ever changing, which makes planning very difficult for all of us. For now, the program stand is that all virtual activities is still preferred. However, we have had some flexibility in activities that are outdoors, and especially those that are for the adults of the program. Golf outings, shooting events, and other outdoor activities have been allowed as long as all the rules are followed. There is an overview document with a sample waiver available. Simply ask your regional director for a copy of it. It is imperative that ACE does everything in our power to keep people safe. So we ask that all affiliates continue to follow CDC guidelines, including the wearing of masks. For student sessions, again, virtual is the preferred, but we do understand that some states are opening. If you are looking to do a meeting, please know the rules of your school, the mentor firms, and the CDC guidelines to make the best and safest decisions. We ask again, regardless of what the state rules, is that we follow and continue to be conservative to wear masks and follow the CDC rules. Please inform your regional director if you are planning any in-person activities. I realize ACE is being extremely conservative in our approach, but it is warranted by the fact that our insurance does not cover pandemics. It is our hope that this will be coming to an end, and by the fall, ACE will be back to being able to do in-person mentoring programs. Though we hope that each of you will do a review of what has worked in the virtual world and see how we can blend both virtual and in-person opportunities to serve more students. We're in the middle of many programs that are going on, and we just wanted to spend a moment to highlight them to make sure that you're all working on your nominations. The CMIC scholarships, the applications have been submitted. The selection committee is busy working on their reviews and trying to come up with a decision for the winners. We did have 38 applications, and once again, they were all amazing, well-deserving students, and it's going to be a very difficult decision. We will let you know as soon as the decision has been made. The CERT National Design and Construction Competition, we know teams around the country are working on their submission. The competition was moved from April to June 7th. CERT is preparing for it to be virtual, but there is still a slight chance that it may be in person. Don't forget that the submission deadline is April 16th. Outstanding Mentor. This is the program that gives ACE the ability to recognize our dedicated volunteers. Please make sure you nominate your outstanding mentor and have it in by April 9th. The affiliate virtual series and regional meetings. During 2020, we presented a series of topics through webinars like this one for the affiliates. We also moved to some small group discussions during January and February of 2021. We are currently evaluating what to do next. Since March through May is when most of you will be working at closing out your program year, we may delay any future calls till June. We will also be deciding whether we will have an opportunity to hold regional meetings in the fall. As soon as details are determined, we will distribute the information. All of you should have received an email asking for nominations for a mentor and an alumni who is mentoring to participate with the executive committee of the National Board. We are going to hear a little bit about the strategic plan in a bit, and this is one of the steps of the program. The board wants to be able to ask and hear from participants on things that are working well and areas that might need work. Please make sure you nominate someone, or an alumni or mentor can also self-nominate. 2020 has been a challenge in many ways. While many affiliates had successful fundraising campaigns, we did hear that some of you are struggling with raising money. The slide that you are looking at was presented during a virtual series session in September of 2020, and it was about budgeting and costs. And these were the costs that we discussed that needed to be part of your budget. The slide highlighted that for 2020 that ACE National financially aided affiliates with a reduction of the admin fee from $20 to $10 as highlighted on this slide. Next slide. For 2021, the regional directors suggested that National needed to look for additional ways to assist. So we proposed for the national program to cover the entire insurance costs for the renewal in September of 2021. We are thrilled to announce that the executive committee did indeed approve the coverage of insurance costs in the national 2021 budget. What does this mean? Affiliates, you do not need to have the cost of insurance in your budget for 2021. Instead, we hope you will take this money and utilize it for scholarships for our students. National wanted to help the affiliates continue to have an positive impact on our students' future. So just to highlight, what does this mean? The current coverage, which is covering us right now, was paid back in September 2020, and will cover the program through September of 2021. At the renewal in September, there will be no invoices for affiliates for the insurance. Affiliates will not see an invoice for insurance. However, there will be an invoice for the admin fee at the $20 per student. And affiliates will need to continue to cover the costs of background checks. I hope you all realize that this has been about a $200,000 budget item that the executive board approved in the ACE National budget. We are thrilled to offer this to you because we are all in this together. Thank you so much for attending today and all that you do. Monica is now going to tell you about another investment that has been approved in the 2021 budget.
We have more great news. The 2021 strategic plan includes a push for high school internships. This is the national strategic plan. The goal is to place 400 high school interns this year. We understand that one obstacle for companies may be cost. So we're thrilled to announce that the board of directors has decided to help overcome this by introducing a new program. ACE is going to offer 133 subsidized internships for the summer of 2021. The program is a stipend of $1,500, which is designed to cover 20 hours a week for 4 weeks, but that can be flexible with the employer that is hosting the intern. Many of our national partners have already generously agreed to offer high school internships at their own cost, so they will not be part of this program. Instead, the stipend is geared toward the smaller local companies that provide mentors in your affiliate. We know many of you are already working on high school and college internship programs and ask that you keep doing what you're doing. This new program can be in addition to what you are already doing. We need your help. Since there are only 133 stipends available, it will be a limited number available for affiliates. We need to understand the interest level of each affiliate and the number of potential internships, as this is a brand new idea. We are asking you to bring this information back to your boards and gauge their interest. We'll be sending you an email after this call with all the necessary information. Also, the National Board has established a new committee with individuals that have either hosted high school interns or are actively planning to do that. This committee will put together playbooks to help the architectural firms, contractors, and engineering firms assist in the planning and execution. We'll be in touch with that soon. We're also very excited about continuing to offer different summer opportunities. So these are a few of the things that we have in the works right now. Falling Water will do their virtual camp again. The cost of that is $250. And one week will be solely dedicated to ACE Mentor students. We'll send applications and more information on all of these soon. CU Denver is doing a virtual camp that is $450. The College of Architecture and Planning, in partnership with the ACE program, will do a week-long summer camp. Faculty of CU's Denver Architecture program will lead an investigation in design, digital fabrication, and sustainability. That will be the week of July 12th through the 16th, and we'll send you more information on that. Two more things. SciArc School in LA is doing a free workshop, offering a free workshop that ACE will put together with them. It'll be a week-long virtual, and we'll send more information soon. And then finally, Syracuse Engineering and Architecture workshops. They will be talking about applying to college, tips on the application process, design charrettes, engineering workshops, etc. So we're very excited that we will keep the students engaged through the summer, and we'll send more information soon. So I'm going to have Stephanie talk about the National Strategic Plan next.
So we wanted to update you today on our executive committee's efforts towards achieving the goals of our strategic plan. We've talked a little bit about some of the things already, but as you may know, this plan was adopted back in 2019. So even though it had to remain pretty nimble during this roller coaster of 2020, they still remain pretty laser focused on accomplishing the goals that they had set forth in the plan. So one of these goals centered on the mission statement and core values. After much discussion, the committee agreed that our mission already accomplishes the goal of setting a very broad vision for the organization, but that it's extremely important that we not lose sight of our core values and our primary goals, and honestly, that we promote these values and these goals to the broader communities that we serve. I wanted to specifically point out the core value of inclusion and share some of the work that our executive committee has tasked us with. First, they undertook an equity review a couple months ago that looked at the demographic data throughout the whole organization. So students, mentors, affiliate boards, the national boards, and at themselves, at their own body, the executive committee. So when we're looking at this data, we know that our organization is representative of the US population at the student level. That's obvious. But as we go higher up in the organization, it becomes less and less representative. So the first step in solving this was to establish a committee on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is being chaired by Mark Kane of Smoot Construction, who also currently serves as a member of the executive committee. This DEI group will be made up of affiliate board members, national board members, and key partner organizations like NOMA. So we'll report back to you on this committee's work a little bit later in the summer. If you can take a look at the language on this slide, we're going to provide the full text to you after the meetings, but this is kind of like the ACE elevator speech that not only includes the mission, but also mentions our core values and primary goals. We just want to make sure we get all that in there when we're talking about ACE. Thank you. Different topic, but I wanted to move on while I still have the microphone and make a quick announcement that before Katie gets started on the rest of the program updates, I wanted to tell you we've set our date for the second annual Day of Action. Hopefully you remember our first Day of Action last year, which really created some momentum as we headed into the program year. We did receive some feedback that maybe it was a little early, so we've pushed it back a few weeks to September 14th, and we'll send out some more information.
Great, thank you so much, Stephanie. Good afternoon, everyone. I have some exciting national updates and housekeeping items to share with you today, starting out with the mobile upgrades in the database. So we have heard your feedback and have been working hard to prioritize making our database experience more friendly and intuitive to mobile users. We know that a lot of students and parents and volunteers are using their mobile devices to access the database. And so we have completed these updates, and the interface for the mobile experience is now optimized. So you can see some screenshots of how fantastic this looks now when you're accessing the database from your mobile device. Registration for students, volunteers, and alumni has been updated, as well as the homepage that you see when you first log into the database. The consent form, that is a huge upgrade. I know we had a lot of issues and confusion in the past when people, both parents and students, were accessing this from a mobile device. And it's really clear and easy. You can see, you know, you can use your finger or a pen to sign your name and save it there. The scholarship section has been updated as well, along with the mentor training section. The attendance taking feature is currently up and running, and we're still finalizing a couple of improvements in this section as well. So check it out, test it out from your mobile device, and we're very excited to share this update with you today. I wanted to touch on our ACE Ventures and University series. As you know, we have been hosting a series of virtual field trips for students across the country, highlighting really cool and exciting projects. Oftentimes they're focused a lot on technology and really new and innovative items, and we've had such great attendance and feedback from the students. In fact, we've had almost 600 attendees in the virtual series. I'm sorry, the Venture series so far. The highest being the Raiders with 114 attendees. And we've had about 250 student attendees on our University series thus far as well. So I wanted to share some of the remaining series that are coming up for the spring. You can see we have a couple coming up in March. And the official ACE Ventures series will wrap up its season after the Phoenix Raceway event. However, we do have other events that are starting to come in for students and mentors this spring. For example, we just found out and confirmed that JCI will host a presentation and public speaking session with a presenter from Toastmasters in mid-April. So we'll be releasing more details and registration on that soon. And we realize that some affiliates will already be finished for the year, but I know there's many others that will have final presentations in April and May. And along with this session, all of the sessions will be recorded for future reference for next year. All of the recordings for the past ACE Ventures and University series can be found on the tools. And we know that affiliates have been using these recordings to help recruit for next year. You know, maybe to show during one of their wrap-up sessions if students were not able to attend live. So make sure you check out those recordings and utilize them as you see fit for your affiliate. And here is our update on the tools. Just wanted to check in and remind you about a few things that we have going on the tools. Our calendar is really the best place to check in for information that's up and coming, such as the ACE Ventures and University series that I just mentioned on the last slide. This is where you'll find all the detailed information for each of those events, as well as the registration links that you can share with your students. And we're adding events to this all the time. Like I said, we have some new sessions that are lining up for April, so make sure you're checking back here frequently. We did just receive word about a virtual STEM college fair that's coming up this Sunday, so quite quickly. And this is for students who are interested in STEM majors and careers. There will be more than 200 colleges and universities that will be offering live Zoom sessions to chat with counselors, answer questions. And it'll be March 7th, this Sunday, from 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern. So you can see on the image there on the bottom right-hand side, students can sign up for free at virtualcollegefairs.org. And we'll put a link to this in the calendar as well. So if you have students that might be interested, especially those juniors that are starting to explore their college options for next year, it would be a great resource to share with them. Next up, the virtual tools. Hopefully you are all very familiar with this resource by now. This has been the page where we've been putting together all of the resources to help you with the virtual transition. And I just wanted to take a minute to thank all of the affiliates that have contributed information and resources from what they've experienced this year to share with affiliates across the country. It's really been wonderful to see all the information sharing really taken up a notch this year to help us all get through. So thank you everyone who's contributed and shared there. We have a lot of virtual presentations and year-end celebrations posted on the virtual tools. Most of them are from last year at this point. So if you're in the middle of planning those events, you might want to check them out. And I know many affiliates have these events coming up over the next several weeks. So if you're willing to record those and share them with us, we'd love to get them posted so other affiliates can see what you're doing across the country. The database guides. So at that time of the year when programs are starting to wrap up, and wanted to remind you all to make sure you're going in and really upgrading the records, marking your students and mentors active and inactive. If you need a reminder on how to do that, the database guide on Affiliate Administrator walks you through that step by step. We also have a database guide on the tools under Affiliate Resources for managing the scholarship section. I know it's that time of the year for all of you as well, where if you don't have your scholarship applications up, you're working on getting them up. So that is a step-by-step guide for how to set up the scholarships, how to preview the application as a student. So make sure you're checking those out. Of course, your regional directors are here if you have any questions, but just as a reminder, those database guides are there for you as well. And finally, the password protection. As most of you hopefully know, we did put the tools site under password protection to help protect our information for ACE. The password can be found in your database profile, and it's quite simple. You only have to enter it once and it will automatically save. So you just need to enter it the first time, and every other time you access the tools, you won't need to worry about entering it. So if you have any questions or have had trouble finding that password, just reach out to your regional director and we can help you out there. So scholarships, this is a really exciting topic. We have sent out a couple of emails over the last few weeks about our new smart sheet that we've updated this year for design and construction scholarship opportunities that are offered by industry associations. There's so many opportunities out there at the national level for scholarship programs, both for high school students and alumni. So really encourage you to be sharing this with your students, sharing it with alumni, sharing it with parents if you feel it's appropriate. And you'll see in the notes in the smart sheet, there's a lot of information. So many of these national organizations also have local chapters in your area. And usually the national office and the local office will both offer scholarships. So just make sure you're checking that out, keeping students informed of what opportunities they may qualify for. And I know since we've sent this out, we've received a lot of updates and information from you all sharing opportunities that we have since added to the spreadsheet. So make sure you're checking back constantly. We're always updating this. And if you know of any opportunities that are not listed on here, please feel free to reach out to us so we can get it added. On the right-hand side of the screen, the educational institution scholarships. These are scholarships that are specifically reserved for ACE students across the country. So you may be familiar with Jefferson and Wentworth, some of the opportunities we've had for the past several years. We did add 2 new ACE scholarships this year with Syracuse University and the University of Hartford, which we're really excited about. And we're also talking to other schools across the country. CU Denver, for example, is looking to add one very soon here. So again, check back with this often. We're constantly updating it. And the website there is where you will find all of this great information under the student section of our national website. And with that, I would like to conclude the formal program of our webinar here and turn it over to Paulette, who will help us facilitate the Q&A.
Thanks, Katie. Well, we had one question come up in the chat, and it was, is the stipend for this, for the interns covered by national? And yes, the stipends for the internships will be covered by ACE National. We're putting together some information and we will be sending that out to everybody shortly. And then the other question came up was,
I'll just add to that real quick.
Yeah.
The affiliates will do the selecting of the intern. National will simply pay the student. So the selection of the employer and the intern will be done by the affiliate.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Monica. And then the other one was just, we have a copy of this presentation, and yes, we will post this along with the other affiliate webinars that we've done over the last year in that same space with the Q&A available as well. There's one more question that just came in, Monica, maybe you can take this one, is can you remind us of the timeline for the CMIC selection? Very exciting.
Sure. Yes, it is. It's so wonderful reading all of these applications. The executive committee will make final decisions the 16th or 17th of March, and then we will put together an announcement schedule. Of course, we'll let the affiliates know right away, and then we'll likely be doing something like we did last year, where we invite the students onto a Zoom call and announce it to them. But we'll, if one of your students is awarded something, we will let you know first.
Here's another one. Do we need a COVID-19 waiver for an outdoor ACE event? I don't know, Diana or Monica, you want to take that one?
Yes. So we have a packet. It has an overview of all the things that you need to do if you're having an outside event, and there is a waiver included in that packet.
And you just need to request that from your RD.
Yes.
Who will distribute the $1,500 to the local affiliate or ACE National? And the answer to that is National will be distributing the stipends to the affiliates, the $1,500. Diana, did you want to add anything to that?
The stipend actually is going to go directly to the student. ACE National will be sending it directly to the student.
Okay, here's another question. Is it possible to know the firms that will be covering the stipends themselves?
Yes. Well, what's going to happen is if a particular national sponsor has an internship in your city, you will hear about it. But it's mostly the national sponsors.
And then for the internships, do the students have to be 18? They have to be a high school student. So that's the main thing. They just have to be in high school. So we're gathering information from affiliates that are already doing this. We're gathering best practices, and then we're consolidating those, and we will be sending those out with all of the details of the internship. Will there be any Falling Water scholarships given out by ACE National as they have in the past? Yes, we do have some scholarships available. We are confirming the sessions, and we will be sending out that information soon as well. And when will more information be coming out for the internship guidelines? Do we have a good timeline for that, Diana?
So this was the second call. We said after the second call, so by the end of this week.
All right, it doesn't look like any more questions are coming in. It's right at 3 o'clock, and I will turn it back over to Monica. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Diana, did you have any closing remarks?
No, I know this is new news on the internships, and we know there's going to be a lot of questions. We will get an email out to all of you to be able to present it to your boards of what we're looking to do. Know that this is a new program, a new initiative. We don't have all the answers yet. We're looking for feedback. We're looking for suggestions. And we would love to talk to all of you to really see what ideas you might all have. But we're really excited to be able to offer 133 kids the opportunity to have a high school summer intern. I guess with that, thank you all for attending.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.